Okay, we're here with Bowling Green tennis coach Penny Dean. We've got the start of the 2010-11 season this weekend with the BGSU Invitational. And coach, I'm guessing after your kids hitting with one another, against one another every day in practice, you and they are looking forward to going up against some unfamiliar faces.
Yeah, I think it'll be really a great thing to have our home tournament, and the girls are looking forward to really competing hard against girls from other teams, because it gets old and it's kind of tough playing your own teammates, keeping the morale up.
9 teams counting BG in the tournament, and there's no team scores or anything in these fall tournaments. Could you just tell us kind of what do you look for in these early season tournaments?
I think that the thing we have to really see is how do certain players compete against other teams? Do they keep their spirits up? Do they get too down to be able to win? How did the conditioning we've been doing, is it working for them? And one of the most important things to us this year, since we have so many new players, is working on our doubles combinations and coming up with the best possible 3-4 teams really that we can for when we start dual matches in January.
And you mentioned the youth of your team. You've got, if I'm not mistaken, you've got 8 total kids.
Right.
But you've got only 1 senior, 1 junior,
yeah,
3 sophomore returnees, and then 1 sophomore transfer.
Right.
Is that correct? So I assume it's kind of the, good or bad at this point. You've got youth, but yet 6 kids have played at least a year of college tennis now.
That's true. 6 have played 1 year. 1 has had 3 years, thank God, for Christine, and 2 freshmen. So, it's a whole different ball game out there. So yeah, that's definitely what we've got to pay attention to in the fall. But I think they'll do fine. I'm confident in them, and our enthusiasm and our energy at practice, a lot probably because of this, is just really high, and it's very fun.
And then I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I know past years, the BGSU Invitational, you've gotten some teams, a few MAC teams, a few teams from out of conference, but usually teams around the Midwest that you might face later in the year. I mean, is this just kind of a good way to get things started and see where you guys match up against some teams from the region?
Yeah, that's a really good thought, because I hope no other coaches are listening to this, but
I'm sure no one gets on our website.
Generally, when we may lose matches in our fall tournaments to some of these teams, and then by the time we get our lineup set in January, I've just through the years seen I think our scouting notes are good from the tournaments, and our players improve, and I'll see kind of big turnarounds in the results, and we'll generally win a lot more matches during the dual match season than we do in the tournaments. And I think think about something else to do with that, but yeah, I just think we work hard, and I think another thing that happens from the tournaments is some of the players on the team, hopefully all, but I think it stretches them in some of the matches, and then they really see that they're capable of more than they might have perceived in their own mind. And Cindy and I know they're capable of, but they discover that themselves, so that's good too.
Okay. Any other final thoughts here? You have a few more days of practice before you get going.
It's just really early, and I'm sure our lineup will fluctuate a lot all fall, but I have 2 thoughts. One is, when I was thinking about the BG Invite this year, I think it's going to be the most even field that we've had in years. There's not going to be any one dominant team, and it's every flight will just be a dog fight, and there'll be different teams in them. And my second thing is, go BG golf, especially Susy in Texas. That's it.
Okay, and we've got the BG Invitational this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and it's free admission, so fans in town for football or whatever else can wander on out. So, Coach Dean, thank you very much. I'm sure we'll be talking throughout the year.
Okay, thank you, Mike.